Hello everybody, Manithral here, and welcome to the weekly update video for OSRS. Now this week we have Bounty Hunter is back. And there was a little bit of a restart earlier today, but note that this should have fixed some of the issues that arose. There was a few problems that were raised. So players report the pool of refreshment doesn't restore special attack, but the targets are lost when teleporting to their POH to restore special attack energy and count as a skip, disrupting gameplay heavily. So the response was that they have hotfixed the pool inside of the Bounty Hunter lobby so that it now restores your special attack energy. So they hope this alleviates the issues in the short term while they consider a more elegant solution in the future if one is needed. Players are reporting latency issues due to a number of players engaging in PvP in a relatively small area. Some players in regions like Australia have asked whether they'd be able to add Bounty Hunter flag to any Oz world. So they have added Bounty Hunter flag and enabled Bounty Hunter on the following worlds. So 541 US West, 567 UK, and 569 AUS. So, ask and you shall receive. Players are asking about the monetary incentives for the longevity of Bounty Hunter and asking about the likelihood of them delivering a EP system that they shared a while ago and spoke about in the news post about 2 weeks ago. They can confirm that they were actively developing an earning potential system, and this work has been ongoing since before Bounty Hunter's release, with the aim to launch it in the next couple of weeks. And finally, skipping too many targets will apply a 30-minute cooldown before you can receive another target. There was no way to tell how long is left on the timer. You can now talk to any of the corrupted warriors within Bounty Hunter's lobby to find out how long is left on the cooldown timer. This is a temporary solution, and they hope to share more in the future next week's game update. And then as for the changelog, we'll go to finer details here in a bit if needed. Bounty Hunter added Bounty Hunter to the game access via portal in the southeast corner of the Ferox Enclave. There's more than they could feasibly cover in this changelog, so scrolling down for further details on various aspects of the minigame. XP rates and scaling, so XP modifiers for NPCs stop scaling with HP after 2k HP. This should reduce the potency of some training methods, at Zebek in particular. The Cure Me spell can now only be cast once per game tick, so once every 0.6 seconds. Other changes are tortured gorillas have a melee animation that actually looks like a melee animation, as opposed to a ranging animation. Loot from the wilderness bosses is now always dropped in their layers rather than wherever the player is at the time of their death. And crystal armors and enhanced crystal keys are now immune to alchemy spells, similar behavior to other crystal items. Fixed a bug that was preventing players from finding matches in the 1v1 duels at the PvP arena. They fixed this one towards the end of last week, but they want to include it in this because just to make sure everybody knows. Following a hotfix last week, logging out of the Tith farm no longer resets the amount of seeds you have to 100. The number of seeds in your inventory are now preserved up to a maximum of 10k after logout. While not strictly gameplay change, it's now possible to add up 20 characters to your Jackets account, up from the original 10. So keep an eye out for future improvements down the lines for the Jackets launcher and the Jackets accounts. I know I'll be keeping an eye on that. And if you guys don't watch, my RS3 videos, I did cover one additional thing that I did leave out in the Jackets account video. If you have watched that, I discussed the mobile. Well, if you didn't watch that, or if you didn't even watch the other one, but I did try out the mobile with the Jackets account, because now I am using the Jackets account, and it was pretty simple. So, of course, when I went to go load up the mobile client, it kicked me out because I had set my account to the Jagex account. So I had to log back in. So I logged back into the Jagex account. When I was in that, it asked me, after I logged in, it asked me which character would I like to play as, and I had a list of my characters. I just tapped the one I wanted to play, it brought me into that, and I hit play, and that was all that was. So it's very easy. I had no issues with it. I'm not locked out like some of the theories would have said. You don't get locked out of mobile if you use the Jagex account. So I at least can lay that one to rest for some people who may have been worried about that. And then PvP Rota has moved to Period A, 539 US PvP, 548 Germany High Risk PvP, 577 US Free to Play PvP, 559 UK LMS Competitive. World 390 AUS LMS Competitive is activated with this Rota, and Arena is using the Zerk loadout for the Rankles and tournaments this week. So getting started for Bounty Hunter. Okay, so now it's more of an island, and this is Damon's Crater. So you got more of an island, and there's, 3 sides to it. One's a little bit more lobby-y than the other. But once you're through the portal, you'll find yourself in a lobby, which is the center part right here. And here's even a close-up version of that center lobby. So you'll get assigned a target. You'll go when you're out and about. You go out, you get your target. You get your points. It's pretty much as simple as that, If you had 100 target kills already, you need another 1,500 to unlock the Bounty Hunter hat tier 6. To just see that. But so there is the Bounty Hunter hat, and you upgrade it through the kills through it. Depending on your combat level, you'll have to put a minimum deposit, which will be lost on death if you're unskulled. Skulled players will lose a token 10k GP from their coffer on death, so make sure you throw a few pennies in before getting started. They receive some feedback when these numbers are likely too low, so let them know our thoughts on this, and obviously, they will or will not make certain amount of changes per, but the minimum deposit and the combat levels is 32 to 60 combat is 30k, 61 to 88 is 50k, 89 to 110 is 100k, and 111 to 126 is 150k. So those are the minimum deposit fees that you have to go into this, which is, I don't think it's too bad. I do think some of it could be a little higher, especially at the 126 category. I think that should be a little bit higher potentially. Damon's Crater. So, combat inside the Bounty Hunter works a little differently. On release, the following rules will be applied to all combat within the crater. So there is no teleporting in the crater, although you could use a teleport to target spell from inside the lobby, not the crater itself, if you already have a target assigned. No overhead protection prayers, so no protect from melee and stuff like that. No binding spell effects. This includes the freeze from ice spells, although the damage is still applied as normal. So keep that in mind. Stuns and stuff like that don't really work here. It's for the honor of just the pure fight of the combat. There are also some other rules designed to make Bounty Hunter more welcome to the new PvP enthusiast. So combat XP is blocked, but you'll still receive fake XP drops, so that you're able to figure out when's a good time to prepare Ferocious Granite Maul combo. To limit rushing, any player who initiates combat will be blocked from exiting the crater for 30 seconds, although their target will be allowed to leave. So keep in mind of that. Any untradables, such as staples like the Void Knight armor, the Avernic Defender, or the Inferno Cape, will revert to a broken state on death if not protected, requiring you to repair them at Purdue and dropping the same repair fee to whoever brought you down. The PGA timer restrictions mirror those of PvP worlds. The only exception is that your target will always take priority. So if you're engaging in rogue activity and attack someone who isn't your target, your actual target will be able to interrupt at any moment. The default matchmaking range is set to within 5 combat levels of the player. So although you can increase this to 10 or 15 levels by speaking to the emblem trader in the lobby. Rogue players, more on this at the moment, will only be able to attack players within 5 combat levels of their own. So you're not going to get you're going to get more of a reward by attacking your target. So keep that in mind. And then no emblem drop or upgrade on your next target kill, coupled with half as many BH points, unable to receive a new target for 30 minutes. So that's kind of what happens when you start skipping targets. So you do get a little penalty for that. So keep that in mind. You don't want to skip your target, or else you kind of get, kind of screwed over. Point emblem and reward. So on top of this, there's extra points up for grabs at various kill milestones, similar to Slayer tasks. So total kill count is every 10 you get 3 BH. Per 50th you get 5. Per 100th you get 10. Per 500th you get 25. So that's pretty awesome. But players can only hold 1 emblem at a time, either in their inventory or in the bank. So as with previous iterations of the minigame, your emblem will level up with each successful target kill, up to a maximum of tier 10. So be careful though, if you die while holding your emblem, you'll have to obtain another one and start over. Trading in emblems or killing targets who are risking emblems of their own will earn you BH points. So the table below shows the trade-in value. Emblem tier 1, BH 2, and bonus BH points for target's emblem is 1. And the same rotation is 2-4-2, then 3-7-4, 4-11-6, 5-16-8, 6-22-10, 7-29-12, 8-37-14, 9-46-16, 10-56-18. So you can see the value goes up quite high. And the bonus BH points, it goes up a decent amount, but it's up to you to decide how you like that. But now you got some points. You can spend those points and get some prizes. And one of the examples here is, stuff like Zuriel's staff, Vesta's longsword. And there's plenty of other goodies in there too, so do check that out if this is something that is up your alley. And just so you know, ancient weapons, warrior weapons, they have a pretty hefty penny to them, if you think about it. It says ancient warrior weapons are about 50 mil GP, ancient warrior armor about 5 mil GP, and corrupted ancient warrior armor is about 1.5 mil. So something to kind of keep in mind. And then, is for those who are unfamiliar, they do have the full loadout here of each one of the combat outfits. And there's even 2 forms of combat with this one, for melee combat. So that's something to kind of keep in mind as well. But do check that out if that is up your alley. So in addition to all this lovely stuff, they included a few extras though. There's also like the blighted supplies, the potions without breaking the bank. So initially this might serve as a way to make a little extra cash on the side if you really mastered the art of PvP. So something to kind of keep in mind. In the meantime though, check out the other changes fixes from last week's update, which they're again repeating the ones that they included up top. There is a merch update, so for all the PvP enthusiasts, you got the little skull and crossbones here on 2 different types styles of t-shirts at that, and the hat, the coat, and the key ring. And finally, we get to crack the clue, which reads as follows: from the port, stronghold, and wilderness towards the X, as you probably would guess, 92 dots will reveal the missing information, which in turn guides the number of summation. So I have no idea what's leading to with the crack the clue. But that'll do it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, later guys.